Good morning. You have the weather is this and this. Your drive to work will be 15 minutes on this highway. It's Tuesday, 5th of October 2016. It's time now for episode 74 of the Lazy Couch Podcast. We're here to give you what you need to know about technology, gadgets, pop culture, and all things geeky. Broadcasting all the way from the TLC studios here in Sydney, Australia. My name is Calvin Lee and I really wanted really blue.
My name is Chef Kim and I really wanted black, white, and blue. And guess what?
What?
I got it.
What do you mean? What? Oh,
up Cronulla.
Oh, right.
Black, white, and blue. You know,
yeah.
Up Cronulla.
Oh,
the boys
God.
in the black, white, and blue. No? Okay.
No,
Doesn't really go with this intro song, does it?
No, it does.
All right. Anyway, it happened.
It happened.
It's a different world, isn't it?
53 years? 54? No, wait.
Technically 50th year.
50th? 50th.
Yes. If you don't count the Super League year,
Yeah.
it makes it 49, yes. But
It's 56.
yeah, we did it. I went out there on Sunday.
Yeah? Was it good?
Yeah, it was okay. 80,000 Cronulla fans.
80,000.
80,000.
So what was the total capacity then? Were there any Melbourne fans?
Well, there was some. Okay, it's probably 83,000 was the actual crowd. It was sold out. I would say 90% was Cronulla. So you do the maths there. I can't do that right now.
Heaps.
Yeah, but happy days, man.
Yeah.
I can just die now.
Wow.
That was it.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. So can they keep this going? Like, are they good enough?
I don't care.
No,
I don't care.
It doesn't matter.
We've done it.
That
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
we've
That's
done it.
enough.
Yeah, that's
Your
it.
life is complete.
That's it. No one can say, waiting for Cronulla to win is like leaving the porch light on for Harold Holt. You don't know who Harold Holt is, do you, Calvin?
This is me trying. This is me trying.
So
really
did you know
hard.
there was a prime minister in the 60s?
Yeah.
That went
Wait,
swimming.
we're missing. Yeah, I know about that guy.
So this is the joke about
right.
Cronulla, yes,
Wow, I'm learning
famous
a lot today.
coach said that. Yes. Anyway,
enough sport.
yes.
Enough sport. You came back from Tassie.
Yeah. So the week before the grand final, I was in Tassie,
Yeah.
and it was a pretty good trip.
Yeah.
Pretty good trip. And
Yeah.
speaking of trips, we talked about the Trips app in the
Yes.
previous episode.
Yes.
So honestly, I didn't probably use it as much.
Yeah.
I think it's more for like city holidays rather than
Right.
like driving around
Yeah,
from one town to the
because
next.
you had weather change up your plans a little bit, right?
Yeah. So I guess I mean, partly I forgot about the app.
Yeah.
But the whole idea is like what I found was that even when we went to a little town called Queenstown,
Yeah.
Trips app would automatically look up all the the famous places or the places. I mean, it's a very small town. We're talking about
Yeah.
maybe 500 people, if that.
Really?
Yeah, it's actually a beautiful mining town. Like as
Yeah.
you come down from the mountains into the town, it's like probably one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. But yeah, it's I think it's more for like if you could have a weekend in Melbourne, then you can sort of like plan it out that way rather than
Gotcha.
a driving holiday.
it's
So
more
I
of a
didn't get to use it
walking
as
thing.
much. Yeah, you can walk, you can plan out your routes and work out how long it's going to take from one place to the next, like one gallery to the next, something like that. But probably give it another go for like a city weekend.
What about in terms of not having connection or anything like that? Did it help you find a hotel?
So on Telstra it was pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, so
you
most
never
of the time I was on 3G, but I didn't find the speed too bad. My friend was on what was it, Optus?
Yeah.
And it was terrible.
No. I've realized that like if you're going to Tasmania, you might
Yeah.
as well just buy like a prepaid Telstra SIM because
Yeah.
it's practically Telstra only.
Because you've been there a few times now.
Yeah, I have because my wife works out there a little bit, and we mostly hang out in Launceston, and I'm on Optus, and when the moment you leave the town, you're pretty much screwed.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Also, I got to try out the Apple Watch
Yes.
Series 2.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess I could have used it in Sydney and sort of tried it out. But, for activity tracking, we did a lot of walks, like hiking around the mountains, which was kind of beautiful in itself. But that was all great. I'm sort of using the health app a lot more on the phone. The only thing is, like, I guess I didn't really get around to connecting all the other stuff like Runkeeper or
Gotcha.
Strava. I'll do that eventually because I guess now I'm back all in on Apple. So but the performance of the watch was fine. Like there's slight lag sometimes, and you get the random reboots. But like apart from that, it was apps are firing fairly quickly. It's very responsive.
The most impressive thing that you showed me was you could use it as a trigger for your camera.
Right. Yes. Like
so
a remote,
you can almost use it like to take pictures without needing a third person almost.
That's
you know
right,
what I mean? So that's pretty cool. So that's really good. So let's get on with the show.
All right. So today or this week, we're going to look at Made by Google event where they launched 5 things. Google did. What were they? Should you get them? Did you know that Google CEO Sundar Pichai's full name is, okay, let me try this, Pichai Sundararajan.
Yeah. Is it pronounced maybe Sundar Rajan? I don't know.
Rajan. Anyway, let's get to it, Kelvin.
Good morning. Thank you for being here.
All right. Thank you, Sundar. His intros aren't as energetic as Tim Cook's, is it?
What is with these guys? Like, you own multi-billion-dollar companies.
Yeah.
Put a bit of fizz into it. Like,
I don't think you get hired for these jobs for a bit of fizz.
A bit of sass.
All right. So this happened this morning.
Yeah.
My time, 3:00 in the morning. Did you get up?
Nope.
I inadvertently got up.
What do you mean? Like,
I don't know. When you get old, Kelvin, like,
you wake up in the middle of the
in a few years'
night.
time, you will wake up. It could be a toilet break kind of thing. Showing my age a little bit here, but anyway, I happened to be up at 3:30, so I just thought, like, let's just watch it.
Yeah.
So yes, Sundar Pichai kind of introed the thing. Now this whole thing was set in an old chocolate factory.
Yeah.
In San Francisco. It kind of looked like an old warehouse, but I think it was an old power station.
Yeah, old power station or something.
Yeah.
So was it live on YouTube Live?
It was on YouTube, so yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So it was, because I didn't really sort of look up where to go, because like, if it's an Apple event, like you can just put it on your Apple TV,
Yeah.
right? There's like an app for it, a special app. So it took me a little while to find the link, but I got there, because I didn't realize it was called Made by Google. I was just looking at a Pixel event.
They advertised that really big in the US, but not here.
Okay.
I think they're totally just...
I think they had something at the Opera House, and they had this...
But if you and I didn't come across it, and Made by Google wasn't second nature to us, they must have missed something along the way.
Yeah, right. So 5 big things, Kelvin.
Yeah.
So we got the Pixel phones.
Yes.
Two of them.
Yep.
One big one, one small one. What else was there? There was the Google Wi-Fi.
Yes.
Also the Chromecast.
Yes.
The new version of it, the Ultra. Also the Google Home.
Yeah, Google Home.
And the VR.
That's right.
Daydream.
Yeah.
So we're going to go through that one by one. Just before we begin, I'd sort of wrote down some of the quotes from Sundar because I thought they were quite interesting.
Yeah.
So he thinks it's a seminal moment in computing. Because
Big call.
Big call. Well, I mean, I guess there's a common thread to all of these devices and announcements, which is the assistant. And Google becoming more than just that search box.
Yeah.
And just from all the advertising and the marketing, they sort of make a point that it used to be this box, long box on a screen. Now it's becoming more than that. It's actually hidden in your hardware, like hidden just in things that are in your home. So we'll go through that. The other thing he said was from mobile first to AI first. Yeah.
And I think it's really interesting because for all its computational power and for all its might and money, it's almost the last one to make a big move in this space because you think about Windows 10 and Cortana. So I recently had an update on my Windows 10 computer where it's now the Windows 10 anniversary special or something. Cortana is like key.
Yep.
Like they keep pushing Cortana.
This is like the 10.1.
Yeah, it's like 10.1. And it's huge. Like it's actually a really good update for those people using Windows 10.
Okay.
And obviously there's Siri getting smarter, Siri getting in your watch and everything. And then now there is Google Assistant.
Yeah, I think they're doing it the right way though, because it's I suppose they're the most mature in that computing sense, machine learning, and they're sort of rolling it out in a way that it makes sense. Like, let's do it when the hardware is ready, and this is that point in time. The other thing Sundar said, which I thought was quite interesting, was that personal. Google wants to be a personal assistant or like a personal Google for each and every user.
Yeah.
So, in the past, we thought of Google as this thing that's the same for everyone. Now it's like personalized. Yeah.
And I think that's a response to, in search of a better word, ecosystems. When you're in Facebook, you do Facebook stuff. When you're in Twitter, you do Twitter stuff. When you're in Windows, you do Windows stuff. And then when you're in Google now, you shouldn't just be searching, and Google wants to break away from that. So it's like a hub of all your things.
That's right.
So that's why this launch is pretty significant for Google, because one, they made all this stuff themselves, and it all connects with each other somehow. So I'm guessing we should start off with the phone.
Yeah.
Got leaked more than any other phone that I've known of. 24. I think it was like 2 days before it was a shop in Canada, and then 24 hours before it was like some shop in the UK. They just couldn't help themselves.
Yeah, and yesterday, a colleague of ours told me that his wife works at Google, and he got a preview of. He actually held it in his hand the night before. So I think the Google employees all know about it.
Yeah.
So it's no surprise really.
Yeah, no. So if you go to madeby.google.com, and the thing here I don't get is, so on this website they cover the VR lens, they cover the phone, and they cover the Chromecast, but not anything else. I wonder why that is. But let's start off with the phone. So
It's a gorgeous website.
It is a great website.
Yeah.
If you're into those things. So like Jeff mentioned, there are two phones, the Pixel and the Pixel XL. One of the standouts is the camera. And apparently, Jeff, it's the best camera phone made ever.
Yes, according to, was it DxO?
Yeah, DxO Mark.
Yes. I never heard of these people. Is it like a publication? Or?
Yeah, so it's like oh god, my memory escapes me. It started out as an SLR type review blog, and then they rate the lenses. So the Pixel camera, for both the Pixel and the Pixel XLs, they use the same lens, which is a 12 megapixel camera. It scored a score of 89, and I believe on the presentation at the keynote, the iPhone 7 scored an 86.
But they didn't mention the 7 Plus, which has a second
which
lens,
is interesting.
So, yeah.
According to some of the reviews we've seen so far, it is one of the largest pixels you can get. It's 1.55.
Yep.
So that's really high. Really big sort of aperture for great low light performance. I think it's all in all, it's going to be probably the best camera you can get on an Android device.
Yeah, so earlier tonight we actually went into a JB Hi-Fi and the Telstra store to see if they had it in store, but apparently it's only available on pre-order at the moment.
Yeah.
So what I want to know is the startup time. So what I found with the 6P, the Nexus 6P, it actually is a pretty good camera, but it's just so slow to start up.
Yeah.
So if they've solved for that, and the lens and everything is quite premium, then yes. So I'd like to sort of see that or experience that first before saying that, yes, this is the best camera.
Yep.
But from all reports, it sounds fairly promising.
There's a couple of surprises in that camera, though, in the sense that it doesn't come with optical image stabilization.
Right.
So it actually does...
It's digital.
Yeah, it actually does something quite different. It uses the gyroscope built into the phone and uses software sort of algorithms to counteract movements.
Yeah.
Which would be quite interesting to see how they do that. Because
so the OIS, does it physically move around?
It's an actual physical... sort of like a little servo, like a little engine that moves the camera as the phone moves.
Yeah.
In this case, it's somehow counteracting the shifts in the movement. I can see how you can solve that for images, but how you do that for video is interesting.
They showed the demo, which was quite impressive.
Yeah, was it a roller coaster or something, or someone riding a bicycle?
No, it was just a woman sort of walking on a street. I think it was like a San Francisco
I think it was San
street.
Francisco Hill, that Devil's Backbone stuff.
Yeah.
It looked great. So who are we to doubt Google and their engineers? Storage. So the phone comes with 32 gig or 128 gig, but there's a real surprise here from a Google Photos perspective. So it's unlimited Google Photo storage that, Jeff, you have. So the differences you can currently get now are you can store all your images in full resolution, which is what they're offering here, or you can jump on the one that I have, which is free, but it caps you at 16 megapixels.
Yes. So although mine it's not quite unlimited, but I am backing up in the original size.
Yep.
but I'm paying like $2 a month for
Yeah.
that. So yeah,
That's right. So that's really cool. Software-wise,
Yeah.
so a lot happening here. It is the first phone with Android 7.1. We spoke last week about the LG V20 being the first one to have Android 7 Nougat, but this is obviously an updated version of that. But the biggest difference now is it doesn't run plain old vanilla Android. It's got a launcher on it called the Pixel launcher.
right.
So that the top left, you will now see a Google slider or button.
Yeah,
That activates Google search.
right.
But then at the bottom, instead of a tray of all your apps that just pop up, it kind of slides up a little bit.
Yep.
And what else? You can hold on to the home button to sort of activate the Google Assistant, which is
Yep.
unique only to the Pixel.
Mm-hmm.
It's unavailable anywhere else. I've read that forums like XDA, which is where all the nerds hang out, they've already ported the launcher, but the Google Assistant doesn't work.
Sure.
So it's obviously very dependent on the phone's hardware or something.
Right.
Yeah.
So, okay, so if I'm reading that correctly, so if you get vanilla 7.1,
Yes.
you'll get everything except for those.
Yes. You won't get the
assistant
launcher. You won't get the assistant.
So you'll still get. So what that used to happen if you held down the home button or the virtual home button on an Android phone, then you would get Google on tap.
Yes.
So the vanilla one would still have that.
Not entirely sure because even Google on tap required something quite special from the phone.
Right.
So they're basically leaving it up to the individual manufacturers to figure out what they want to do with the long press. So more and more Google is taking over the premium Android space, and they're trying to make this phone different. Whereas the Nexus device was like a platform for developers to develop on in terms of this is what we expect you to at least come to from a very baseline type level.
Sure. So on that, it's manufactured by HTC, but it's totally designed and I suppose thought of by Google themselves, which I don't know. Like they made a big point of that, but I didn't think that was that much different to the 6P, the Nexus.
Yeah.
Because they did say that last year. I guess in this case, they're saying it's more like Apple designing in California and, giving it to Foxconn.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think the 6P was a bit of a redesign of the P9, if I'm not wrong, the Huawei P9.
Right.
It wasn't a totally Google device, where apparently from here it's
from the ground up.
Yeah, from the ground up. So a few special things about this phone. It's kind of looks like a doorstop if you look at the design. So at the back of it, it kind of fattens out a bit to fill the curve of the camera, so it sits flush.
Okay.
So if you look at it, it actually kind of
looks
like it looks like a shoe, It
Okay.
pops out just a little bit.
Yeah.
So which is why they're saying it's actually easier to figure out where the fingerprint sensor is.
Okay.
Because it's not flush, it actually sticks out a little bit. And it's got a funny glass halfway thing at the back, so it's aluminium up to about the halfway mark, and then from the midway all the way to the top, it's some sort of glossy glass back.
If you look at it front on though, it's very familiar looking.
Yeah.
The current iPhone, I suppose.
Yeah.
And the only thing is, there's no physical button at the bottom. They call it, Marquez called it the chin of the phone.
The chin.
Which is that bezel underneath the phone area or the screen. Like that area is kind of wasted, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think that's the general consensus of the internet. They hate the design.
Because it looks too much like an iPhone.
That, and also, like, you remove the physical button. Why did you need such a big chin? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
for symmetry.
Yeah, for symmetry, I guess. Because at the top, you can't get away without the speaker, obviously, for audio calls, as well as the camera. And there's a funny sensor just below the speaker. So not quite sure what they use that for.
I think it's like a proximity thing, so it knows where if you're talking.
Maybe when you lift it up, the screen wakes up as well. The other funny thing about speakers, it's not stereo. So unlike all the phones that you get now, which dual speaker, like the iPhone, it's single. But apparently everyone's saying it's loud enough, so we'll have to see.
All right. The other apps that are pre-installed in this thing is Google Duo, which is the chat app or the FaceTime for Google, pretty much.
The video calling.
So we covered that during the Google I/O event. The other thing, as mentioned by Kelvin, is Hello. Hello, which is now available actually on iOS even.
Yeah.
And we just tried that, didn't we?
Yeah, so you and I just play with it. The interesting bit is it's got a version of Google Assistant on it. So you and I were just mucking around and asking Google all these ridiculous questions.
Yeah.
Good news is, if you ask them who the Lazy Couch podcast is, they pick us up. So that's good.
I did ask who has the laziest couch, and you didn't know.
No, I didn't know. I also searched you up, and obviously your arch nemesis Jeff J. Kim came up again.
Yes.
So that's always funny. So it's kind of weird. So you can now, as you're having a conversation with your friend, you can now ask Google stuff. So if you're having a text argument, you can solve that one.
Just bring @Google in.
Yeah, just bring @Google. So all you need to do is alias Google, and you can ask it questions, and it will bring stuff up. So it's almost like a taste, a very a good teaser into what Google Assistant can do. But it's obviously not very conversational. You just can ask it stuff. Whereas I'm assuming the one you see on the Pixel will be slightly, more fun, more human.
Well, yeah, maybe the other Androids will have the voice feature, but on iOS there's no way to talk to Google. Yeah, you have to type, basically.
That's
which
right.
I thought is a bit of a shortcoming.
Yeah.
What else do you get? You get a 6-month free trial of YouTube Red.
Yeah, and both you and I are on it. So YouTube Red gives you ad-free YouTube, allows you to download YouTube videos. You get to watch some exclusive YouTube content. You also get access to YouTube Music, and the list goes on and on and on. Basically, it is, in my opinion, worth the $9.99 we pay.
Yeah, you get Play Music as well. So,
yes.
Yeah.
It's Google Music. Sorry, and YouTube Music.
Which is kind of confusing.
Yeah, which is really confusing when you think about it. The other really interesting thing is it includes that little dongle for you to migrate from the iPhone.
Like a lightning to
lightning
USB-C?
to USB. Yeah. So I think you must have to download a iOS app, connect the phone, and then transfer your photos, your contacts, your messages.
Yeah, I mean, they just showed it on the presentation, and looked like there was some sort of connection there, but it wasn't that clear how you're meant to do it.
Yeah. No, not at all. Here's the funny thing as well. So I have a Nexus 5, and this afternoon it said there was an update for the Message app. So I did. It basically replaces Hangouts.
With Allo?
With this new, no, they also have a new SMS app.
What? Okay.
Yeah, for Nexus 5 at least. Which is really confusing. So now there is Hangouts, Messages, and Allo. They really need to sort this fragmentation out because they're killing themselves. It's just too confusing for users. But if you're confused, on the Pixel, you now get built-in chat support.
Yeah,
it's really interesting.
That's pretty cool. So yeah, at any time of the day, literally, you can say, I don't know how. There must be a separate app for this. I think
it's in the settings actually. So you can go do support or something, and then you can chat, or you can text chat them or voice, make a voice call.
Yeah, and you can share your screen as well. That's all built in.
That's really cool.
Kind of maybe some sort of pop-up message, comes up to say, do you want this person to look at your phone?
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah. If it's like, hey guys, I'm on your phone now, I can see what's on your screen. That might be a bit scary, but yeah.
What else is really surprising? It's not waterproof.
It's not waterproof at all.
Well, it's up to IP53 apparently, but not up to IP69, which I think the iPhone 7 and the Note 7 are on. So I wouldn't put this through a dunk test.
Don't drop it in the toilet.
No, or the sink. But I'm really surprised. If it's going to be marketing itself as a premium phone and your two largest competitors have that.
Do you know why it's not waterproof, Kelvin?
No.
Because they've got the headphone jack.
Wait, the Note has a headphone jack, right?
Oh, okay, do they?
The Note 7. Anyway, it must be really hard somehow.
Yeah.
But no, good point though. The iPhone 7 could do it because of that. So that's really interesting as well.
That was a feature, by the way, that they marketed.
Yeah.
We have a headphone jack.
Yeah, yay. Now you actually have to say these things. Thank you, Apple. What else is really interesting? The Pixel is the first and only phone to support Daydream, which we'll talk about in a sec. The new Pixel home screen and the Google Assistant. So those are the exclusive features to the Pixel. Not Nexus, which is dead now, or Samsung, or HTC, or Huawei will get access to any of this stuff. And what's really interesting is the division that makes this phone will also be treated like a third party, apparently. So they won't actually get any inside information from the Android team.
Right.
To appease Samsung, HTC, and all those guys. So I don't know about that. Like, so that's what I heard on the Twit network just before the show, where they're apparently a separate unit. So it'll be really interesting to see how Google approach this, because it is a new problem for them to have.
Yeah. But it's definitely the Google phone, right?
It is definitely the Google, made by Google, for Google.
They didn't use the word Android once, I don't think, in the keynote.
Nope.
So this is the Google phone, guys. So if you're into the Google world, just like you are with Apple, the opposite will be Google.
Yeah.
So this is the phone to get.
So this is as close to an iPhone you will get if you don't like iOS. That just hurt my brain.
Yeah.
But this is as Google as it gets.
There's a few articles going around,
Yeah.
Is Google the new Apple sort of thing?
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to go that far, but they're saying things like, yes, the marriage of software and hardware is actually a good thing.
Yeah.
They're making a big point of that. So yeah, let's.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how this will go. Like, I guess it's good timing because Samsung is a little bit down on the dumps a little bit right now. So this is maybe good timing for them.
Yeah, but before I totally agree with your sort of we don't want to be overly optimistic, because Windows have always had hardware and software integration with the purchase of Nokia. Don't forget, Google also bought Motorola.
Yeah.
And it struggled with the logistics elements of it. So it's not easy. I think people don't understand how hard it is for a company like Apple to do it so well for so many years. And even a company as big as Microsoft, Google are still trying to figure it out. So we can wait and see. But I've got a feeling the second version of this program sometime next year is going to be amazing. So let's quickly close off the phones battery-wise.
Yep.
What do we have?
So it supports 7 hours of okay. It's got quick charging, first of all.
Yeah.
So apparently, like 15 minutes of charging will give you 7 hours of battery life, which I think a lot of phones have that these days. But that's pretty impressive if that's the case. In terms of milliamps, I think it was the smaller one was 2,800. I'm just sort of going by memory now, Kelvin. We didn't write this one down.
Yeah.
And obviously the XL 5.5 inch is slightly more than that, over 3,000.
Over 3,000.
I believe.
Yeah.
The screen is Super AMOLED.
Yeah.
So unlike the iPhone, which it's the standard Gorilla Glass. And I just forget the technology they use, but AMOLED is the superior technology.
That's right.
That's well known across the industry, so they have that already.
Yeah.
Pricing.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got the Australian prices here. So you can pre-order as of today through JB Hi-Fi and Telstra, but for the 32 gig smaller pixel, it's 1,079, and for 128 gigs, it's 1,229. So that's a bit surprising. The 6P was $999, which was 64 gigs, I think.
Yeah. 64.
So definitely priced at a more premium sort of range. The bigger Pixel XL 5.5 inch is 1,269 for the 32 gigs and 1,419 for 128.
It almost makes me wonder, and we haven't seen the Telstra prices yet. Are they, because of how expensive it is, are they pushing you to the carrier?
Yeah, so
it'd be quite interesting to see what the pricing is and how it
in
works
America
out.
they've done that a lot more.
Yeah.
I think it was $27 a month. I think you can get on a 2-year contract. So I don't know what that equates to over here, but that's maybe worthwhile looking up. Now the colors.
Yes.
So you really wanted really blue. Is that
if I had to, if I I'm waiting for the price to sort of settle a little bit, but if I really wanted to buy a Pixel, I really wanted the really blue. I think almost poking fun at the way the way Apple called it jet black and just black.
Yeah.
So the 3 colors you will get, and I will butcher this, is obviously really blue, very silver, and quite black.
Quite black.
Yes. So I'm now on Telstra. I actually have the prices in front of me right now.
Okay.
So it starts from $85 a month for the 32 gigabyte Pixel. So your total minimum cost is going to be $2,000 over 24 months. So you only get 1 gig of data, so it's not great. So if you up that to if you go to 3 gigs, it's $94 a month, and then if you go to 10 gigs, it's $100 a month. So it's fairly expensive considering you can get the iPhone 7 from Optus for about $70.
Right.
So, I mean, we're not comparing apples to apples here, but it is launch price. I would give it pre-Christmas for it to really settle a little bit.
Yeah.
But you cannot get really blue in Australia, which I think is... I mean, the reason why I got my Nexus 5 was because of the orange, the limited edition orange that I got.
Okay.
And I really like that. Black and silver is just boring.
Yeah, apparently they're really blue. Like worldwide, it's sold out within minutes of it launching.
And they know that stuff, you know what I mean? They know they put a bright, striking color. It's almost like the quite black and very silver were just to accentuate how nice the blue was.
It does look pretty nice, I gotta say, yeah.
Enough about the blue.
Yeah.
What else can we talk about? Just quickly close off the phone. It comes with 4 gigs of RAM. It also has the latest Snapdragon 821. It's the only phone in the market to have that. But for the first time in a long time, not even Apple do this, both the phones are exactly the same except for the screen and the screen size. Sorry, except for the screen size and the battery. And that's it.
Right.
So really good stuff. Can't wait to see some early reviews in the next week or so. We've got a feeling that will probably come out fairly soon. But shall we move on to the
Daydream?
Okay,
what are you thinking about? I'm daydreaming about a VR headset. And this thing is actually called Daydream View.
Yeah.
So kind of self-explanatory there. So the big thing about this device is the material, I think.
Yeah.
So it's probably made from an old T-shirt that you used to have.
It's made from the old Nexus T-shirts that they don't know what to do with anymore.
Yeah. So it uses a fabric cover.
A pillowcase.
Essentially, it's like a glorified, what do you call the box?
Cardboard.
Cardboard, of course.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
You just need to place the phone into this thing.
Yeah.
But it's fairly nice. Like, it's got a nice little soft latch there.
Yeah.
Apparently it fits in nicely there, nice and snug. And it's comfortable enough for you to, like, even if you wear glasses, you can still wear them. And
really?
Still,
that's a big thing because I wear glasses.
Yeah. So, love to try these out. I don't think it looks that ridiculous.
No, it actually looks partially acceptable.
Acceptable, yeah. All it needs is a camera like the spectacles, the Snapchat spectacles.
Yeah.
And then you can just walk around.
Yeah,
with
like
these things.
I don't know about that.
Okay. Yes, so they talked about the comfort level, which is quite important in a VR headset, I think. And we tried the HTC Vive, and that was pretty good. So
yeah, it was pretty good. And that was made of plastic.
It was, yes. But with this, it's all self-contained, so you don't have the cables running, behind your back. Obviously, these aren't as powerful as those VR headsets, but I guess we've tried the cardboards and I've tried the Samsung one as well. They're quite good. Yeah.
No,
so the Pixel phones are the first phones that are Daydream ready, and I think that's their sort of branding for that. It comes in multiple colors as well.
Yeah.
Snow, crimson. Okay.
It's like, can't anyone just call colors anymore? It comes in
snow's a good color.
White, gray, and red.
What are you wearing today? I'm wearing snow.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you put that on, as your phone drops in, it auto aligns somehow. So they talked about it, but I don't know how that works exactly. And I guess as more phones come out that are Daydream ready, like depending on the variety of sizes that they are, like that apparently all will be ready. It comes with a controller. It kind of looks like an old Apple TV controller remote. So it's quite small, possibly quite light, but it's got all the gyros and everything. So,
so
the tracking of that is pretty good. Yeah.
As you mentioned, everything is wireless. Everything just works. I think they put in a lot of effort into that. Like the moment you put in your phone, it knows what to do. It detects the headset, obviously, somehow. I'm guessing it's Bluetooth of sorts. And as we were watching a demo, there's this cool little when you put the remote away, you just put it where the phone sits, and it just sits in there. So they've thought of everything.
Yeah.
It looks really comfortable. And it doesn't look as harsh as plastic.
That's right, yeah. So they've partnered with, I don't know what studio made it, but Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them movie. So I guess it comes with that app. And if you're into Harry Potter, then you could be totally submerged in that world and look up all these terrific beasts, I suppose. There's also opportunity for astronomy apps. I would have loved this sort of thing as a little kid, because my dad used to be he was an amateur astronomer.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
so
pretty cool.
I sort of learnt through reading textbooks, but this would have been next level, right?
Yeah.
So that's perfect for VR. What else we got? We got the usual VR sort of apps like education, first person space shooter game. That doesn't sound too great, but
sounds like a reason to vomit, really.
Yeah, and all the Google apps like Google Play Movies, Google Photos, Street View, the Maps app, and YouTube.
Yeah.
Daydream, yeah.
No, and I think Netflix is on this as well. They partner with Netflix, so that's going to be really good. But I think now, because it's quite affordable compared to the Oculus and stuff, and it's wireless, I can imagine the scenario where you're actually talking to someone and they're not listening to you. They just put out the headset and they'll be like, "No."
Oh, this is perfect for, as a couple, you might have a bit of an argument. So just like, okay, rather than like going to the pub or whatever, you can just put the headset on and watch a couple of movies.
Yeah, it's going to cause a lot of arguments. Price wise, though, what are we looking at?
So we're looking at 119 Australian dollars or 79 US, which is pretty good.
Yeah, no, pretty good. I mean, considering the phone, and the only phone that you can use with this is about $1,300.
Is it a bit of a missed opportunity here because, with the Samsung Galaxy 7s, I think it came with the Galaxy, what do they call it? The Galaxy VR for free. So,
and you know what? I think once it gets a bit more mainstream, we get closer to Christmas, you're going to see deals like that. It's disposable enough at $100 to be, given for free.
So say you got the phone.
Yeah.
Would you definitely get the Daydream VR?
Yeah, you just would. You just would.
You just would, okay.
It just
rather than paying an extra $150 for the extra storage, which you don't need anymore because you've got free photo storage.
Yeah.
You might as well spend it on the Daydream VR.
So if you're thinking of getting the phone, unless you, like we said about the iPhone 7, unless you're having issues right now, or you're like an audio Andy that actually puts their high definition audio into the phone, you really don't need anything above 32 gig these days. A lot of the apps are quite optimized, especially in the case of Google. You can put the photos up on Google Photos. So. Yeah.
I wonder when, sporting events would be available in
how cool
VR.
would that be?
Like Premier League in the middle of the night.
Yeah. You
could like almost have like be lying in bed.
Yeah.
And watch the game.
I can just imagine like you rolling in the bed to try and get 360. That would be quite funny. I don't know how you do 360, but maybe one day they'll put GoPros in the players or something. Or
it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen. This is just the start.
All right, what's next?
Wi-Fi, also known as Wi-Fi. So Google has decided to also get into the router game. Again. So this is the second version of what they're trying to do, but this one is slightly different. It's modular. So you can buy one for 129 USD or 300 for a pack of 3. So they want to take control of your house, and the way it does this is the router you sit in your house controls everything that goes in and out of the internet. So it makes sense for them to play a part in this. But also routers are, renowned for being hard to set up. I mean, even when we were setting up the studio, we currently have 2 routers here running. Just to get it to run right, we have to use Ethernet instead because, a lot of processing is needed back and forth. So it's a really simple interface. You plug it in. You download an app and you can see everything that happens for that. You can also do cool things like if you have guests come into your apartment or your house, you can give them an easy to use password and then it expires. But it gets exciting when you can now sort of daisy chain the 3 routers. So you can put one in the room, put one in the kitchen, put one in the living room. And as you walk between these rooms, it knows how to auto shift you to the right closest router to give you the best speed.
Yeah.
So I've seen a lot of people do some testing and it's like 3 times faster.
Right.
It actually matches the the fiber connection that you have, because there's no way you're going to get 100 megabits or whatever you're on now on Wi-Fi.
Yeah, so maybe it's great if you're a gamer, like if you're an Xbox or PlayStation, then the latency and all that will possibly improve.
Yeah.
Now, the unfortunate thing here is that it's only available in the US. So we don't have any info for Australia or anywhere else, which is kind of disappointing. Like, why would they do that?
I think it's because of regulations.
Ooh.
Wi-Fi, because for anything that transmits anything, you need to get our version of the FCC kind of thing.
Right.
Like you need some sort of pilot sign off. Then maybe they didn't get it in Australia in time. But I would only recommend the 3-pack for extremely big houses.
Yeah.
Like if you have a 5-bedroom house with a boat or something, get that. Because your traditional router, your typical router modem now is actually pretty good. So unless your modem router is extremely old and you're still running very old Wi-Fi technology, I don't know if I would recommend you spend $130 just for a Wi-Fi connection.
Sure. Okay, so that's sort of going on to that wireless sort of future for Google, setting that up, getting all that infrastructure, like even in your home. See what I did there?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Ooh, okay.
It's called the Google Home, if anyone missed that.
Yes, but before we get there, we're going to talk about the Chromecast Ultra.
Yeah.
So we love Chromecast, don't we?
Yeah, I know. It's probably, I use it just as, I think it's the thing I use almost every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's kind of incredible that most people would know what that is.
Yeah.
Because of the way it was priced, it was so cheap to get one. Like, everyone got that for Father's Day or something.
Hey, you got me one for my birthday. I remember that. Yeah, from
and then
the
someone
US.
else did on the same.
Someone else did as well.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll keep yours and give this to someone else. At some point, everyone was just exchanging Chromecast.
We got one at work, and our friend Greg, he put on all the Cronulla stuff yesterday. I don't know if you saw.
I did see that, actually. I did see that. That's quite
that
funny.
was cool. Anyway, what's the Ultra part of this? It allows 4K UHD support, HDR, and Dolby Vision.
Yeah.
What do those mean?
So this is where it gets a bit confusing. If 4K is already pretty intense because it is double the resolution that most TVs have now, even 4 times.
Quadruple,
actually. Quadruple that.
Yes.
So TV manufacturers have decided to add something else onto it. So there are 2 formats out there of HDR. One is just known as HDR, and one is by Dolby called Dolby Vision. So it basically has the technology to allow you to build better LCDs that have better backlighting and just better everything, really. The darks are darker. It gives you a higher level of detail. The problem is we have 2 formats. So thankfully Google is deciding to support HDR and Dolby's version called Vision. Right. So it's pretty complicated. So if you're buying a TV right now, make sure you get a TV that has both, because you don't want to get locked into Dolby or HDR.
So we're getting back to VHS versus PAL?
Pretty much. Okay. Beta.
What's PAL? What was that?
PAL and NTSC.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Was the other format.
Oh, that's the frequency.
Yeah, that's the frequency stuff. Right. So good on Google for thinking ahead and supporting both formats. How much is it?
How much is it? I'll tell you in a second. It's actually not bad. It's $99 Australian. Yeah. Or $69 in the US.
Oh, interesting.
And according to CNET, it's not terribly onerous.
Good old CNET.
Yeah.
What else is really interesting for it? It now has an Ethernet port. Unfortunately, with quadruple the pixels, you need quadruple the connection.
Yeah, right.
So unless you have, the Google modular Wi-Fi units we just spoke about, you're not going to be able to sustain 4K video over your typical
So does
Wi-Fi
that mean, okay, so if you want to play 4K on Netflix, say from your iPad or tablet, do you need to connect that somehow through Ethernet? Is that what?
No. So the way Chromecast works is, so people get quite confused about this. When you click play, it doesn't play from your phone.
That's right. Yes.
It connects via the Chromecast into the internet, which is why it needs a Wi-Fi connection to your internet.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So when you plug in the Ethernet into the Chromecast, all the phone does is send it a URL of sorts.
Yeah.
And it just connects directly with YouTube.
Which is the difference between. The difference is between Apple TV and Chromecast is exactly that. Yeah. You're actually sending it from your device.
Yeah.
That's right.
So it requires you to have a pretty good Wi-Fi connection, which a lot of people don't have.
Okay.
Yeah.
What else does it do? I think that's it, actually.
Yeah. So it's going to support your usual sort of partners. You've got, Google Play videos, YouTube, and Netflix. So anything with 4K, which is becoming a more and more thing, it makes me kind of sad looking at my TV every day that isn't 4K. And 4K goes mainstream.
I've been putting up with SD on Foxtel Play, but okay, it's okay.
You need 4K.
That's right.
At least HD.
All right. Google Home. Let's go there.
Yeah, let's go there.
All right. So this is your Echo equivalent.
Yes.
So Amazon Echo, which we can't get in Australia at the moment, is apparently one of the best AI assistant thing that you can get, and Google is trying to get into that space.
Yeah. Would it be fair to say that you were most excited about this part of the announcement?
Well, I was excited in that I was looking forward to something new about it, but they kind of rehashed what was announced at I/O. So
yeah,
I mean, I was half asleep as well. But yeah, it's it comes in a variety of colors again. Is it available in Australia? I don't think it is.
Not yet, I believe.
Yet. Yeah, because some of that, like Open Table and things like that you can do in the US, you can't do in Australia.
No.
And yeah, that's disappointing again. Hopefully, by Christmas time it will be. Yeah. Because I'm definitely getting one.
Yeah. No, I think it's cheap enough for you to afford one. And I think this is also, if you have any device at home that is part of the Internet of Things, like your light bulb or your TV or your Chromecast, you definitely need one of these. You can do cool things like, I'm not going to say the trigger words, but hey, you play, Luke Cage on my TV, and it will know what to do. It'll switch on your TV, it'll switch on Chromecast, it will log into Netflix and play the video, which I think is worth in itself, because I'm very jealous of my family members in the US who have the Echo. Like, you can do cool stuff like, order more diapers.
Do they use the Amazon, the button thing?
No. But they because they don't need to anymore. You can tell that thing, and they're Amazon Prime customers as well, so you can do cool stuff like watch videos. Yeah. So it is basically that. I just want, for me, this is probably the next game changer for them, because the Echo isn't available here. So if Bezos can get their act together for us. I mean, we need Amazon here first, obviously.
So going back to the statements by Sundar Pichai, where he said the future is all AI and machine learning and being able to talk to our devices, I think this is it. So if this kind of takes off, and I think it will, this becomes your hub or your remote for everything in the home. So you can hook it up to your lights, you can hook it up to your dishwasher, I don't know, anything. Yeah,
because arguably this is the best use of Google Assistant. You're at home, you're having a philosophical debate with someone about something, and you go, you know what, I'm going to ask.
And even for the podcast, we could actually use it as well, because we forget names and all sorts of stuff during the recording of it.
We do? No.
Yes, we're a bit dyslexic in that way. I mean, let's face it, we've all outsourced our memory to our computers. So. Yeah. Anyway, I think that's a good use for it anyway.
Yeah, and we don't hire producers for this show. It's just me and you. It's
but if there are interns wanting to
email us at thelazycouchpodcast@gmail.com.
That's right.
So I think that for me, if I were to buy anything right now, it would be that. Because I can think of all these uses for it. Like, the demo was so cool. You just go, good morning, and then he'll go, good morning. You have the weather is this and this. You are your drive to work will be 15 minutes on this highway. I think that's amazing.
Yes. Yeah. But I think you have to set that up, I think.
Or you know how Google now just freaks you out every time anyway. must know something. I think the moment you log in with your Gmail account, that's it.
Yeah,
I think that's got enough information.
Oh, actually, going on that. That's why I was a little bit disappointed with Google Assistant on Allo, because it asked for my name, but it seems like it hasn't connected anything to do with my Google profile.
Yeah, I had to manually connect it. So in the back, in the settings, you can actually connect it to
your Google. So you have to do that. So once it knows, because I was like testing it out by, hey, what's my mum's name? Yeah. Because it should know that.
Yeah, it should know your mom. Yeah. It should know Mrs. Kim. How rude. I can't wait as well for it to do things like if I'm watching a football match, for example, and it can join in on the match. You know what I mean? Like, he'll be like, congratulations, your favorite team has scored a goal. Yay, or something. Yeah, it's one step closer to the movie Her. You know what I mean? It's there, it's online, it's with you, it answers questions.
It's wireless.
It's Google, you know, so it knows everything about you, reads your email. That's the best bit. Now there's actually a good reason to read my emails. Hey, read that email from Jeff about this one thing. It'd be
and
like,
do it
sure.
in his voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to pay bills with it. You know what I mean? I want to book
Ooh.
restaurants too. Oh, that gets a bit tricky. Connect to my bank app and don't take my money. So no, like so many uses for Google Assistant. So to close off, yeah, I think, Sundar could be onto something.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. So should we close it?
Yeah.
Kelvin.
Close it.
All right. So that's our big Made by Google event episode. We're going to be doing more of this. We probably don't have any events coming up soon, but maybe Doctor Strange.
Yeah, Doctor Strange at the end of the month.
Well, if there's anything you'd like to hear about, I was talking to you earlier, I want to sort of do a Mars episode, because Elon Musk made a pretty bold prediction, not a prediction, but his plans really, on conquering Mars colonization. So if you want to connect with us, you can do so by writing to us on Twitter at The Lazy Couch, or the lazycouchpodcast@gmail.com. You can also find us on Facebook, where we're sharing lots of good stuff, like the demise of Presto.
Sad days.
Was that today? Did you share that today?
2 days ago.
2 days ago.
Yeah.
Okay, I only found out about this morning.
Yeah.
So yes, apparently no one was paying for Presto. You can search for The Lazy Couch to find us on that. Our website is thelazycouch.com, of course, and you can subscribe to our newsletter there, which is going really great.
Yeah, it's amazing.
On iTunes, just if you can rate us, that'll be really great. And Jeff out.
So a quick shout out to Loretta, who tweeted us on Twitter asking about what phone she should get, and she was asking about the OnePlus 3, and we responded to say, hey, wait for this episode because the Pixel might be right for you. Considering that it's about 3 times your budget, Loretta, I think you should stick to the OnePlus 3. I think it'll do you just fine. On that note, Kelv out.
And Jeff out again.
Yeah, is she your friend?
Yeah.
Loretto.
The Google keynote's about to start.
Okay.
You can watch?
No.
Why? Don't you want to know what it's about?
I know what it's about.
You don't know what it's about. They're going to tell everyone what it's about during the keynote.
Now they're going to tell everybody who wasn't on the beta what it's about.
There's no beta. Was there a beta? Did you get on the beta? How did you get on the beta? Why wasn't I on the beta?
They only give the beta to qualified industry professionals.
Oh, yeah? Well, then what am I? Don't answer that.
A virgin.
Duh.
Next question.
You can be a qualified industry professional and a virgin. In fact, it helps. But I'm not a virgin.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
Wait, what's in the box?
There was no
Is
box.
that the keynote thing? The Google thing is in the box? Is it a thing?
Is a box a thing?
No, is the thing in the box a thing?
Do you have any other questions?
Is it multiple things? I don't care. It's fine. I'm cool.
Gotta go.
Where are you going?
Well, since you ask.
Google after party.
Mm-hmm.
That sucks.
And I heard Larry's gonna fire Sergey out of a cannon. We're all excited for that. Don't wait up for me.
You know what? Maybe I will wait up for you. What you gonna do about it?
Probably have a really great night without you. If you want to know.
Stupid Google keynote. Oh, here we go.